Hello, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, so if you've ever felt like you're just grinding away, studying so hard, but not actually growing, yeah, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating concept called the architect of curiosity, from student to researcher. And honestly, it completely flips our basic assumptions about learning upside down. We're moving away from just blindly memorizing facts and diving headfirst into the art of discovery. So, let's get right into a story that might just completely change how you tackle your next big challenge.
Picture this. It's a typical Monday morning. A science teacher walks into the classroom and he's carrying two seeds that look exactly identical. He sets them on the table right in front of the class and asks this super simple question. Which seed will become a stronger tree? Naturally, the kids don't even blink. They all just point and yell, "The bigger one." But the teacher, he just smiles and goes, "Are you sure?" And suddenly the whole room goes dead silent. You know that feeling, right? That classic moment when you realize your gut assumption might actually be totally wrong?
Section 1. The Seed Experiment, a Classroom Challenge.
To really test this out, the teacher gives these seeds to two completely different types of students for a one-week challenge. First up, we've got Arjun. He's the classic memorize the textbook to ace the test kind of guy. So true to form, he takes his seed, frantically scours the internet, and comes back with a notebook just crammed full of trivia. Then there's Mira. She's a bit quieter, but she is infamous for asking endless questions. She takes a totally different route. She literally gets her hands dirty, planting her seed in different soils, measuring it every single day, tracking the sunlight, and she even goes out of her way to interview a local gardener.
Section 2. Knowledge versus Discovery, the one-week result.
So, a week flies by, the challenge wraps up, and both students present what they found. And man, the contrast is wild. While Arjun definitely rattled off a ton of facts, Mira had actually discovered something completely new through her own experiments. The teacher gives Mira a round of applause and leaves the class with this really profound thought. Knowledge tells you what others have found. Research helps you discover what no one has noticed before. Think about that for a second. It's not just about plants, is it? It's this huge philosophical difference between passively swallowing what we already know and actively poking at the world to uncover what we don't.
Section 3. The Power of Why, the Foundation of Invention.
The teacher keeps going, explaining that literally every major leap in human history, every great scientist, inventor, doctor, leader, started their journey with one simple word. They asked, why do apples fall? Just a basic observation about gravity, right? But it completely revolutionized how we understand the entire universe.
They asked, why do birds fly? I mean, a simple question that eventually pushed humanity to conquer the skies and build modern aviation. They asked, why does the sky change color? And boom, that unlocked the deep secrets of optics and light. It really turns out that these massive, world-changing discoveries always start with incredibly simple observations. But then, the teacher brilliantly brings it right back down to earth, right back to the kids sitting in that room. He asks, why do some students remember better than others? And just like that, he shifts this grand historical curiosity directly onto their own personal habits. It totally proves that the scientific method isn't just for physics or biology labs, it's a tool for understanding ourselves.
Section 4. Becoming a Researcher, Arjun's Transformation.
So that evening, sitting at home, Arjun has this massive aha moment. He realizes that for 10 whole years of his life, he's only ever answered questions that his teachers handed to him. He never once stopped to ask his own. So, the very next morning, he marches into school with a brand new notebook and he titles it My Research Book. And what he actually writes in there is the real game changer. Instead of copy-pasting facts from the web, he starts writing down one personal question every day to figure out his own roadblocks. He's asking things like, why do I forget after studying? Which study method actually works best for me? Why do some of my classmates learn faster? How can I boost my concentration? What happens if I just revise every day for 20 minutes? Guys, he is literally treating his own brain, his own potential, as the ultimate science experiment.
Arjun stops guessing and starts acting like a legitimate researcher. He follows 3 simple steps: test ideas, record results, and improve methods. By taking the scientific approach to his own daily habits and analyzing the data he gathers, Arjun slowly but surely becomes the best learner in his entire class. And the best part? He didn't get there by magically being the smartest person in the room. No way. He became the best because he adopted the mindset of an active investigator.
Fast forward a few years, and Arjun is incredibly successful. Whenever people ask him what his big secret was, he doesn't credit some textbook or a weird memorization hack. He just smiles and says,
I stopped studying only for marks. I started researching my own potential. What a brilliant shift in mindset, right? He ditched the need for external validation, like a test score, and leaned hard into the internal drive for personal mastery. Section 5. Unlocking Your Potential. The Life Message.
Now listen, this isn't just a fun story about a fictional classroom. This is a direct message to you. Every single one of us has hidden abilities just waiting to be tapped into. I want you to think of your brain as a giant treasure chest. Reading books, gathering facts, that just gives you the key. It's a great starting point, sure, but it's just a key. Research is what actually puts that key into the door and turns the lock. But curiosity, that relentless burning drive to ask why, that is what finally throws open the lids so you can actually discover the treasure inside. If all you do is read the book, you're just standing there holding a key to a locked chest.
So, how do we actually get to that treasure? Well, you can't just memorize what's printed in a textbook. You've got to take active steps to go from ordinary to extraordinary. You need to ask questions continuously, observe the world around you, don't be afraid to experiment with new methods, dare to think differently, write down your own unique ideas, test them rigorously, and always look for ways to improve them. That right there is the absolute blueprint for lifelong growth.
We really have to fundamentally rethink our goals here. I mean, chasing high marks is fine, but at the end of the day, it's really just a short-term hurdle to get you through an exam. True research, which is really just combining deep curiosity with continuous learning, that is a lifelong superpower. That's what actually helps you discover what you're capable of, and ultimately allows you to change the world.
This entirely redefines what it means to be successful. A great achiever isn't just a walking encyclopedia who spits out all the right answers. No, a great achiever is someone who continuously asks better, deeper, more insightful questions. The goal of learning is never a period at the end of a sentence, it's a question mark that launches you right into your next big discovery. And that brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important question of this entire explainer, one that only you can answer for yourself. What will you research about your own potential today? Are you going to be like the old Arjun, just memorizing whatever is put in front of you? Or are you going to grab your own research book and start experimenting with your own amazing mind? Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep asking those big questions, stay endlessly curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.